What's up, everybody? It's Austin, and today we're going to be going over my 2013 Hyundai Sonata work truck. Yes, I called it a work truck because this truck ain't working. This car works. So this is a 2013 Hyundai Sonata, and unfortunately, it's not clean. I wanted to show you guys the state of what this car looks like because it's my daily driver. I use this thing all the time. And as you can tell, I live off of a gravel road, so when it's raining out like it is today, I mean, it's never really ever clean, unfortunately. But yeah, this is a 2013 Hyundai Sonata. It's got some hail damage. That's under my ownership. I should have gotten that fixed, but the car is already considered a total loss. If we come back here, you can see why it was considered a total loss. Do you see it? This car was wrecked in the back. Somebody hit it back in this back left-hand side. Kind of tweaked a little bit of the sheet metal and broke a couple of these clips, so it couldn't ever go back to factory specs. So it was totaled out. This car was sent to Copart. And unfortunately, I wasn't the one that purchased it from Copart. I wish I did, because I would have saved a little bit more money, but I'm not complaining, because there's something new. I'll tell you about that here in just a second. So a little background to this car. This car, again, was a Copart car because of the damage here in this area, and it doesn't affect the vehicle whatsoever. It's more, I would say it's more cosmetic. There is a little bit of a body line issue here. I believe the trunk is warped. When you wash the car, there's a little bit of a dip right there. You can see it in the reflection. Obviously, we have bumper damage. There is sheet metal damage underneath. But other than that, the main structure of the car is 100% straight. That has been checked out by a shop, but it's good to go. Actually been surprised by the Hyundai Sonata, the 2013 Hyundai Sonata, and its reliability, with the exception of the engine. So, engine bay is a little dirty as well. I don't know. I might clean it up someday. But again, this is a daily driver. It's pretty much a work truck. And I'll show you guys why I keep calling it a work truck here in just a moment. But the GDI engine that's in here right now is not the original one that came in this car. So the Hyundai Sonatas have it's kind of a recall, but it's not. If the engine seizes up in some of these cars, they'll replace the engine for you for free. And I honestly have hardcore been looking into Hyundai Sonatas at the Copart lot and at IAA when they come up occasionally, because with the engines going bad, they might be under the recall. So with them being under the recall, being seized up, you can get them replaced for free. The engine in this car was replaced at 92 or 93,000 miles. There was 92 or 93,000 miles on the odometer when the engine seized up. Quick short story to that real quick. I'd gone to the dealership that morning and it was like, talked to the service department. I was like, hey, I hear a little bit of a knock. They came out, didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything either, so I drove away. Car was running fine. I drove probably 20 minutes to our local airport to do some things. And I got to the hourly parking, drove up the ramp, and knocking. Hardcore knock. Knock, 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 knock. I mean, it was bad. Called up the service department, was like, hey, man, I was there just a couple minutes ago. He's like, yeah, I got you. And I was like, and now it's knocking. And he's like, no way. I was like, yeah. It's crazy. Literally within 15 minutes, all highway. Not even romping on it, nothing. I was taking it easy. Though this car will take a beating. So I left the airport instead of doing what I needed to do because I needed my car. So I started driving it back to the dealership. That's what the service department guy said, so I did it. I got maybe 5 minutes down the road, seized up 100%. Couldn't start it, wouldn't do anything. So it got towed, and then about a month later, I got a brand new engine. And the reason it took a month is because these engines, because they fail often, or at least this is what I've been told, because they fail often, they have to be replaced often. What I was told is that it comes down to a issue in the knock sensor during manufacturing. So they didn't put a good knock sensor in. So then the computer can't work on its timing, the retarding of timing, and everything like that. So it causes these engines to literally tear themselves apart from the inside out, which is crazy. They've replaced everything except for the knock sensor before the engine went bad. So they had a recall for the wiring harness after the knock sensor. There's a couple computer program recalls that they had to do, but they never changed the knock sensor. At least that's how it was told to me. So it doesn't make a lot of sense. But now this engine is pretty much still a baby. It's brand new. The car right now has 121,000 miles on it. So it's got a little over like 25,000 miles, 26,000 miles on the engine itself. Transmission's still the original transmission. They literally take the block out, put a new block in, or a remanufactured block back in, and then put all your plastic stuff back on, and then you're good to go. With that engine being replaced, the car is younger. It's got more life in it. But the interior is still the same 121,000 mile interior. It's a little dirty. Okay, it's really dirty. I don't have a lot of time to detail my cars like I would like to. Back seats are about what they looked like when the car was purchased from Copart. Couple stains here and there. A little bit extra from me. Ooh, look, a rock. I would say it's comfortable in the back seat, with the exception of this piece right here. They used a hard foam with like a soft foam over top of it, and as you can tell, like where my finger stops, that's all hard foam. Where if you go to a seat, like there's a ton of extra foam back behind this, and right here, no. So if you have broad shoulders that, you know, take up the whole seat, that's gonna hurt. This is my daily, so it doesn't get cleaned a ton, but it is a smooth ride. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you'll have seen me post about a 2020 Hyundai Sonata. It's got the 1.6 turbo in it, the 1.6 liter turbo in it. I mistyped that on my post. But if I had the ability to, I would definitely purchase one of those. Probably used. Alrighty. So again, the car has 121,401 miles on it, and it has been great since I've had it. I got the car at 80,000 miles. It's got a brand new engine in it at 92,000 miles, so it's been running strong ever since. I do get all my oil changes done at the dealership with this new engine, just because I want to keep a service record for this engine. If this vehicle gets totaled out again by my insurance for whatever reason, whether it be an accident, storm, anything, I'd like to buy it back, because I know that the amount of parts that this car would be able to offer, especially with that engine, I could make my money back. The engine themselves, with no mileage from the dealer, is about $1,500. Used, you can find them for about $1,000. So, I mean, that's a big dollar bill right there. This is why I call this car my work truck, because it can hold all my tools and still save me money on gas. This car gets about anywhere from 28 to about 35 miles to the gallon, and that's on E10. But I have my power tools, gloves, I got my multimeter, code reader, sockets. I got my pliers in here, screwdrivers in there, an old banner to lay down on if it's muddy out here like it is today. Got my jack. I usually have jack stands in there, so I have all the tools I could need to work on a vehicle in this vehicle. So yeah, with that said, this is why I call this car my work truck. It has been a phenomenal car for the 1.5 years that I've owned it. Actually, I think we're going on 2 years that I've owned it. And it drives smooth, and it's got power behind it, and it really does make me happy. It's a good, amazing A to B car, comfortable in the front seats at least. And it does hit triple digits. Don't ask me how I know, because I couldn't tell you. I always do the speed limit. But it's alright. It's a great car. And for $5,000, with 80,000 miles when I purchased it, I couldn't complain. But it definitely does need a bath. I am going on a little bit of a road trip. It's a big road trip. I'm going on a big road trip in the next couple of days. And I'll see you guys when I get out there, because I have a video planned, and I think that one will probably be a little more interesting than this one. But I wanted to get something out to you to show that, you know, this is a daily driver. This is the work car that I have. Some more videos on, or some videos on this truck are coming. Need to get a couple of parts, but this truck has not run in over a year. It's got an engine swap. Same engine, but out of a Mustang, so it's got newer, updated internals. But that will be saved for another video. I'll be going over this truck more in depth in the future, what I've done to it, what it's had fixed on it. So, the 2013 Hyundai Sonata, a daily driver, a work truck, and a Copart car. It's been great. I love it. It drives smooth, it drives straight. I have no issues with the car, with the exception of that engine needing to be replaced. But again, it was done free by the dealership, and I have no complaints about that. That's why I keep going back to that dealership. So with that said, I do need to remind you all that we do have that giveaway going on with the 2 free cars. Again, like, comment, and subscribing on the giveaway video. Super easy to do. So with that said, I would like to say thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.